Some stories stick with you because they're just eerie from the very beginning. This is the story of Sam Abraham, a 33-year-old guy living a simple, happy life in Epping, Melbourne, with his wife Sophia and their 6-year-old son. But before Australia, Sam's roots were in Kollam, Kerala, India. If you've never heard of it, Kerala is called God's own country. Kollam, his hometown, is right on the Arabian Sea. It's an old port city, famous for cashews, fishing villages, and temples. That's the world Sam grew up in before chasing his dreams abroad. Unlike many Keralites, even after moving to Australia, he never let go of home. Every year, he, Sophia, and their little boy went back to Kollam to be with family. But here's where things get really unsettling. Right before heading back to Australia on October 11, 2015, Sam told his dad something strange. He said, "Pray that I return alive, because next time I might come back in a coffin." Chills, right? Who says that unless deep down they already know something's wrong? Welcome to Crime to Sleep. Let's rewind for a second. Sam and Sophia weren't some random couple who met later in life. Nope, they literally grew up as neighbors in Kollam, childhood friends, singing in the church choir together, hanging out, sharing music, and slowly, friendship turned into love. In 2003, they made a promise: when we finish our studies and get good jobs, we'll get married. Sam left for Tamil Nadu to do his MBA. Sophia stayed in Kerala, did her MSc in electronics, and worked in IT. Life took them different places, but they stayed connected. When Sam finally told his family about Sophia, not everyone was on board. His father especially didn't approve. And it wasn't about money or status. Sophia's dad was a retired defense officer. It was just family resistance. But Sophia wasn't the type to give up. She went straight to Sam's father and told him, "If I can't marry Sam, I can't go on with life. I can't imagine living without him." Bold, right? But that honesty and the way she treated Sam's family, especially his mom, slowly won them over. Eventually, they saw what Sam saw in her. The families agreed. In 2008, Sam and Sophia got married. A year later, they had a baby boy. Childhood sweethearts turned life partners. Sounds perfect, right? But as you'll see, behind that picture-perfect story, things weren't as happy as they seemed. So fast forward to October 2015, Sam, Sophia, and their son fly back to Melbourne after their holiday in India. First night back, normal dinner, family time, and then went to bed. The next morning, October 13, Sophia wakes up, makes herself a coffee, and goes on to check on Sam. At first, she thinks he's just sleeping in. But the more she shakes him, calls his name, nothing. She panics, screams. Neighbors rush over. Paramedics arrive, but it's too late. Sam Abraham, young, healthy, father of one, is gone. Just like that. 3 days later, his body is flown to Kerala, and when his father sees the coffin, all he can think about are those haunting words Sam said before leaving. After Sam's sudden death, the whole village in Kerala mourned. His coffin was buried right behind his family home, where he once played as a child. Sophia, meanwhile, was completely broken, crying nonstop, barely eating. But just days after the funeral, she flew back to Australia with her son, telling herself she had to return to work to keep life moving. She even stayed in touch with Sam's parents, calling them every Saturday from Australia. It seemed like she was holding on to his memory. But less than a year later, everything flipped upside down. On August 12, 2016, Sam's father got a call from Australian police. They told him Sam didn't die of natural causes. He'd been murdered, and they had arrested Sophia. Can you even imagine? The woman everyone had seen crying at his funeral, the wife who seemed so broken, suddenly being accused of killing him. At first, nobody could believe it. But then the autopsy results came in, and the truth was undeniable. Sam had been poisoned with cyanide. The levels in his blood were so high, it was clear this wasn't an accident. On top of that, tests found sedatives in his system, which meant he'd been drugged before the cyanide. This wasn't a health issue. It was a cold, calculated murder. Police played it smart. They didn't tell Sophia about the cyanide right away. Instead, they put her under surveillance. Teams followed her movements, tapped her calls, tracked her bank records, and soon enough, red flags started popping up. She transferred Sam's car to a man named Arun Kamaloznan. She even opened a joint bank account with him, moving Sam's money into it. And then, investigators spotted them meeting in secret. Quiet cafes, hidden parks, always low-key. That's when the big question came up. Who was Arun, and how was he tied to Sophia? To understand that, we need to rewind. Back in college, before Sophia married Sam, she met Arun at Mahatma Gandhi University. At first, they were just friends, but eventually she developed feelings for him. She even proposed to him once, but life took them different ways. Arun graduated, Sophia moved on, and she married Sam. On the outside, it looked like her old flame was just part of the past, but clearly, it wasn't. Fast forward to Australia. Sophia moves there in 2012, supposedly for work. But Arun was already living there with his own wife and child. Over time, Sophia reconnected with him. He eventually even sent his family back to India, so he could focus on her. When Sam asked his company to transfer him from Dubai to Australia, wanting to be with his wife and son, Sophia wasn't happy. She started confiding in Arun, saying things like, "We shouldn't have to hide, we should be together." And together, they began planning to get rid of Sam. In October 2015, just days after Sam's eerie warning to his relatives, Sophia put the plan into action. First, she gave him an avocado milkshake spiked with sleeping pills. Once he was knocked out, Arun, who had been hiding in the house, told her to prepare orange juice. This time, they laced it with cyanide. They poured it down his throat while he was unconscious. The effect was immediate. Convulsions, foam at the mouth, and then silence. Sam was gone. That night, Sophia calmly slept next to his body. The next morning, she put on a flawless act, crying, calling neighbors, convincing everyone her husband had just died suddenly. For a while, Sophia and Arun thought they were untouchable. But remember, police were already watching. One officer noticed Arun kept hanging out at the same bar, so he started going there too, undercover. Over time, he struck up conversations with Arun, pretending to be just another guy. And one night, after a few too many drinks, Arun slipped. He started bragging, confessing details of the murder. When he passed out, the officer searched his phone and found the trail of messages and calls between him and Sophia. That was the smoking gun. Police exhumed Sam's body in Kerala, ran forensic tests, and confirmed it beyond doubt. Cyanide poisoning. When confronted, both Sophia and Arun confessed. During trial, the jury even heard excerpts from their diaries, love notes they had written to each other while plotting Sam's death. After a 2-week trial in early 2018, both were found guilty. Arun was sentenced to 24 years in prison. Sophia got 22 years. In court, Sophia broke down, crying, begging for leniency because of her son. But the judge was clear: it's better for the child that you're not with him. Custody was first given to Sophia's sister. But later, after a long battle, the court decided Sam's parents should raise him. In the end, Sam's prophecy came true. He did come home in a coffin, but the truth of what really happened didn't stay buried for long.
We thank God. We convey our sincere gratitude to the Australian government.
And that's the story of Sam Abraham, a childhood love story that turned into betrayal, a carefully planned murder, and justice that finally caught up. No matter how much someone tries to hide the truth, it always finds a way out. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you found this story shocking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time.